Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Rifle season is finally here. This is opening weekend. Today is Friday. I came up here right after work and I have my camp set up with my dog Misha. She will be staying in the RV while I hunt, but she will keep me company in the evening. Last night and this morning we had some rain, so that is very exciting because this kind of weather is always good for deer movement, but also the ground will be very soft, so there will be no crunchy sounds. It will be like walking on carpet. I've had my trail cams up here for about 2 months now, and I've had so much deer activity on it. I mentioned this in my previous video. Lots of does and babies, and where there are does, there will be bucks, but I have already seen 3 legal bucks, and actually I have even seen them kind of fighting. It's not really the territorial fight. I think they're just trying to get the velvet off their antlers, because I've seen them go at it for like 45 minutes and it looked like it was the small fork and a spike, and the spike lost because he just walked away and the fork stayed. But then the next day they were back together and kind of hanging out and playing again. So that was actually very exciting to see. And during archery season, I was only able to hunt the last weekend, and I actually have a video up about it, so check it out. Not a lot happened, but it was actually very interesting, at least to me. And during that hunt, I actually explored this area a little bit more, and there's this whole area where the deer are coming from and going to. So I'm so excited. Tomorrow is when season opens, so let's see what happens. I plan on being out there all day, so I'm preparing and packing some ham and cucumber sandwiches with lots and lots of mustard, and some sliced cucumbers and sliced apples, protein bar, some crackers, and these crackers are going in a Ziploc bag so they won't be crunchy. And I also have all these things. Most of these will be with me in my backpack. Some of these things will be in the truck, but basically it's some scent control, binos, a strap just in case I need to drag a deer, and things like that. I also get my coffee ready, so in the morning I just have to turn the stove on. It's early morning, a quick moment to get some coffee, and here we are. This is not what I expected. I have sat here for hours and hours, moved location just a little. I'm in the same area where my trail cam is, and I am not seeing anything at all day long. A little bit disappointing, but not discouraging, and let me tell you why. Having a cellular trail cam is a real game changer. I can't believe I haven't done it before. This is giving me a huge confidence boost, because when I hunt, I'm always double guessing and doubting myself. The huge dilemma usually is, am I at the right spot? Am I wasting my time? Maybe there are no deer here and I'm sitting here all day long and I should be going somewhere else. Or on the other hand, maybe I need to be more patient and just sit here and wait and wait and wait. But now I don't have to do that. I already know this is a good area. The deer will be here. If I don't see them one day, I will see them the next day, or I'll see them the following weekend. So I don't have to have that anxiety and double guessing. So I'll just be focusing on this area the entire season. So I decided to head back a little before sunset. Maybe I'll jump some deer. I mean, sitting around all day didn't do anything, so walking cannot make it any worse. Lots of deer signs, to be honest with you. I know exactly where they're going, where they're coming from, all around this area. It's just hunting is not as simple as you know that the deer are going to come. They can choose to go a different route, go to a different place. They can tell you're there, so they're going to avoid the area. So they say you got to be at the right place at the right time. And that's why people always say good luck, because you also need a lot of luck. And look, there's another hunter going back. So when I got up to this truck, I saw a group of these hunters, and this is so funny. I kind of expected the same conversation as always. Oh, any luck? No, no luck today. Oh, me neither. Did you see anything? No, nothing. Oh, I saw whatever, right? No, I look in their truck bed and I saw 3 heads of bucks. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys got deer. And they said they actually got 5. They're waiting on 2 more guys to bring theirs. And 2 of them were like really nice forks. I mean, like really big and wide. And I think the third one was a 2x3. And I was like, wow, that's where the deer were. So they told me where it was. Hi, sweetie pie. How you doing, precious? Here, sweetie. I actually asked them if they would mind if I hunted that area. I mean, it's right there. I know exactly where it is. There's a little lake or a little pond there. I saw it on the map and I was going to check it out maybe in like a week or two. But they were really cool. They were like, yeah, of course, it's open. It's public land. Go for it. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I only have the morning because I have to pack up around 10 or 11 and go home. And so right now I'm going to make some dinner and then prepare my food and pack my bag and everything. It's now Sunday morning. I'm getting ready. I'm drinking my coffee and I get a notification on my phone, and this happens all the time. I'm in the mountains and then this buck shows up at my house at home. I have cameras everywhere. This Forky has been coming around, I think, since July with his girlfriend. I don't think it's like a girlfriend situation, but they have been hanging out together and they have been coming pretty frequently. Haven't seen them for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks now. But this is how it works. I drive an hour and a half and I camp and hike and do all that. And then this bug just shows up right in front of my house. So it's funny or sad. I don't know. I mean, would I want to hunt in front of my house? I don't know, probably not, but you never know. I know people will tell me, yes, you should, and other people say, no, you shouldn't. So I rather take a deer out here in the mountains. It's more exciting, it feels a lot more real. So I'm hiking out to this area. I believe this is what the hunters were talking about, but I have already been here last year. I didn't go as far as I'm going to go today, but I have seen a lot of deer signs, and this actually used to be a trail but it's all grown in. So my plan is just to go as far as I can, find that little pond. They called it a lake. I know it's not a lake, it's a pond. So to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if they were talking about the same place, but it's still worth it to go out here because I feel like the deer are probably coming from this area to go to where I was sitting. And right here, I jumped two deer. You can actually see them. You might have to pause the video. But I had my phone in my hand, and I always have it on record mode, not because of making a video, but this is one reason. It was actually better to hold up my phone, zoom in, and start recording instead of using my binoculars because everything was so fast. It was like 5 seconds, they started running, then they stopped, then they ran again. So I saw some more movement for like another 4 or 5 seconds. And if I would have looked with my binoculars, I wouldn't even know what I was looking at. But with my phone, I still didn't know what it was, but I was able to watch it. I was able to zoom in even more. And then I saw that it was two does. It could have been a buck or maybe even two. And like I said, if I didn't use my phone, I would have never known. So, needless to say, I actually followed them and I hiked up on this hill right by sunrise. This looks like a good spot, not the best spot, but a good enough spot to sit for a little while before I move on. And this is actually that so called pond, but there's no water here. At least I don't see any water here. I'm going to try to look at this area to see if there's water because that would be one thing. This would be the second body of water in this whole area that I know of. The first one is where I hunt, and this would be the second. But this is just, it's not even really muddy. This has been, this was a pond before, but this hasn't been a pond for a long time. So this is not what those hunters were talking about. The nearest lake is, I think, like 6 or 8 miles away. And I'm obviously not going out that far. I guess they were hardcore enough to do that. I saw them in the morning when they left, so I don't know how they did all that. So that remains a mystery. But I stayed here for the morning. So this is really not actually too far from the place I am hunting at where I have my trail cams. So after spending a couple of hours here, I'm actually heading back towards that area and I reached it pretty quickly. So it's not a bad area at all, but now at least I got this out of the way because I actually had high hopes for this and I was going to hunt this area in a couple of weeks. So now at least I know what's there. I'm just sitting at the bottom of that hill from where I was yesterday, and I know that the deer pass through here. And I'm just sitting here for a couple of hours this morning, and I love it. Everything is so quiet, and and when you sit here for a while, then you really get used to all the quietness, and I just feel like you can hear better and you can see better. And the deer really could be anywhere. They could walk out at any moment and they're so quiet. They usually don't make any noise. Sometimes they do, but they could just walk out quietly and be gone in 5 seconds. So if you're not looking right there, you will just never know. So this is very relaxing and very exciting at the same time. This is where they travel, and I already knew this. I feel like I have this whole area here mapped out. I know the deer pass through here. I know which side and which directions. It's just they don't do this every day, twice a day. They might stay away for a few days and go somewhere else, and then they might come back when you're not here, and then when you are here, they go somewhere else. So that's the whole challenge of being at the right place at the right time. But I really love this area. I feel more confident than ever. So hopefully I am going to get my deer at this time. So this weekend I basically saw 2 does this morning, and that was really it. But the interesting thing that happened, once I got back to my campsite, it was about like 10 or 11, ready to pack up. I decided to check my second trail cam because there's never anything on it, and I didn't get a notification. And then when I looked, this is what I saw. This buck was maybe 15, no more than 20 minutes from me while I was sitting around. He was just on the other side of that hill. I couldn't believe it. So I wasn't actually bummed out. You're really not supposed to, well, it's illegal for you to use your trail cam while hunting. You're not supposed to look at it and then rush over there to take that animal. You can't do that. I was glad that I didn't check this while I was sitting right there, because I would have had to really exercise some self-restraint and some self-control to not go over there. It would have been really hard. So this was great. This was a nice little gift, because not seeing anything the whole weekend is going to make you feel a little bit bummed out. But then seeing this fork, this is the same one that has been coming around on this trail cam, gave me hope. They're still around. I think they were feeling the hunting, the pressure of the hunters in the area, so they kind of stayed away a little bit more, but hopefully they will come back by next weekend. All right, you guys, so this is it. It's time for me to pack up and go home and then come back next weekend. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy hunting and good luck out there, and I will see you next time.